Welcome to Boys in the Burgh, the podcast all about Pittsburgh and all about these boys right here. A ho, 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 Merry Christmas. Welcome to the Christmas special.
Woo!
I am Chris Speranza.
I'm JJ Speranza.
And today, like I said, we're going to talk about Christmas. It's going to kind of be a loose conversation. Some about Pittsburgh, some about just regular stuff that we decide to do anyways. You know what I mean? Like those Christmas Eve traditions, those Christmas Day traditions. So it's a lot to talk about. So yeah, how are you feeling?
I'm good. I ran my 10K 2 weeks ago, and my back and legs are just now like healing from that, and that coerced me into thinking maybe I should just go for the half marathon. So next year I'm going to run the half marathon.
Holy crap, that is amazing.
I'm going to try and do a 10K in November to get ready, and then run the half marathon in December. And I really have always wanted to do it. And I'm just going to go for it and start training now.
That's awesome. Good for you.
Thank you.
And you know where people can be running right now?
Where should they run to, Chris?
They need to be running to social media so they can follow Boys in the Burgh on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, which on TikTok, 100 followers now.
Woo!
Yay. Thank you, everybody. I don't even think it's like friends and family either. It's just random people, which is kind of cool. I digress. And you can follow us on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Leave a 5-star review, leave a comment, and make sure to press subscribe. It takes literally 2 seconds for your thumb to go like this. So make sure to press that button. But I was asking you how you're feeling, and let me tell you how I was feeling last week. I was so sick last week.
Yeah, you were. You called me. You sounded like you were like Darth Vader or something.
Yeah, I was just like, JJ, we can't record this episode. I'm going to die.
I don't think we had anything lined up anyway, so that kind of worked out. Sorry, fans out there.
Yeah, sorry, Adam and
and Blaze.
Blaze. Joe Banana.
That's me, Joe Banana. You know what? A lot of stuff's going on right now. We have our fantasy football playoffs that you and I are both in right now.
Heck yeah. Who said Caleb Williams wasn't a starter? I know I did.
Fingernails.
Fingernails. But yeah, that's also going on. Of course, Christmas is only a couple days away. It always sneaks up.
It does.
How?
It feels like it was October 2 days ago.
I know. Christmas shopping, how's it going?
Good. I do all mine stuff online for the most part. When I get some good coupons and stuff, so for Dick's Sporting Goods, I always get some good coupons because I do that app where you can get points when you walk. So that's always nice to do that and get some $10 gift cards for that.
Yeah, I was doing good with that for a while until I got sick, and then I couldn't run at all. What else am I thinking of? So, also, since you were talking about Dick's Sporting Goods, Westmoreland Mall. As I was shopping in Westmoreland Mall, they are getting a Dick's Sporting Goods House of Sports.
What is that?
That is, no pun intended, that's the big dicks.
Okay. That's like the one they show off.
Yes, it's the one they show off. It just slips out. But they have like a rock climbing wall in there, batting cages, and friggin' simulators for golf and everything. So that's coming in 2026. So I just thought I should mention that for people who are Westmoreland County livers. So
nice.
it's something.
That's like that REI Sports in the down the south side.
But oh yeah, I remember that now because it does have like a rock climbing wall in there and everything.
That's really cool. Go Westmoreland County. I feel like the county is big enough to start doing some stuff like that, and I'm very happy to hear that they're growing in that way.
Listen, the easiest thing to do is just add a casino at any mall, and all of a sudden you got money. It's that easy.
Money. No, go ahead.
Well, nope, you go. Go ahead.
I was just going to say that today in Pittsburgh history, JJ and Chris restarted the podcast. This is our 1-year anniversary of bringing the podcast back.
Yep. And actually, I don't mean to jump ahead. That was one of my 2025 goals, was to reach 50 episodes, and the other one was to make it one full calendar year without like many major breaks in between. Like a lot of podcasts seem to dip off after a while because, the enthusiasm's not there, the listenership isn't there, blah, blah, blah. And don't get me wrong, like, I do feel that sometimes, but that's part of the journey. And people don't realize how hard it is to keep a podcast running. Like, there is social media, there's other stuff you got to do. It's hard, but the hard work pays off when you're at work and all of a sudden someone's on TikTok and they start looking at you and they're like, do you have a podcast?
Katie will scroll through Instagram and I'll just see your face pop up randomly and I'll be like, wait, oh, that's right. We're doing that.
So, no, thank you for bringing that up. Actually, since you're on the topic of talking about Pittsburgh and day of stuff, I actually have a note on here to ask you. So, are there any Pittsburgh Christmas traditions that the people of Pittsburgh do?
Yeah. So there's a great movie. I think we covered it a couple years ago, or maybe last year. There's a great movie that Rick Seebeck made, and it's all about the holidays in Pittsburgh. And it's like 2000 or 2001, I think, is whenever it was made. And he goes to all these people's houses. He goes to the Cathedral of Learning, where they have the open doors for all the cultural rooms. The Italian, like Seven Fishes of the Sea. They do the Jewish group that do their thing in Pittsburgh. The multicultural city that we have in Pittsburgh, the traditions are out the wazoo. Even Kwanzaa was covered in that. So like there's so many things that happen in the city in the holiday season, especially next week whenever the holiday season really is here.
I know one thing that I think holiday wise I kind of miss, that when I worked in the strip district, just every market that was down there, Penmac, Parma sausage, all those places, jam packed. Just people lined up at 7 a.m. in the morning.
Well, yeah, because you want to make sure that you're making the best food for your family and friends. So, like, if you're doing the Seven Fishes, you're going to go to Woolies. If you're doing Italian sausages with, peppers and marinara sauce, you're going to go to that Parma sausage, Mancini's.
Yeah.
You got to go to Mancini's.
Some Ceres, which has like Italian market stuff down there. It's just that was one of my favorite parts. And I was a jerk one time. I was walking towards the store to open it, and I walked past the people at Parma Sausage, and I was in my 20s. I didn't care. I was just like, oh, must be cold waiting in line. And I just walked into the building and just got warm.
Such an angry northerner thing.
So, yeah, thinking about that. Seven Fishes. We could go on to that. That's actually one of my notes. So,
Sure.
Do you have stuff about how that all got started? And is it truly an Italian tradition?
It is definitely a European tradition. I think the Italians claimed it most European countries claim something. And I didn't do too many notes on it. I do know that there's a lot of controversy on like why it started, but basically if you eat 7 different types of fish the day of Christmas Eve, then you'll have good luck throughout the year, which is what we were always told. I think it started in southern Italy, which would make sense because that's where most of the fishing was at, because it's on like the peninsula part. But yeah, what is your go-to? Like if you're like, okay, we're having 7 fishes, what's like the one thing that has to be there or you're not happy?
So we talked about how I like weird fishes. I like to call them that. Fish that are not like fish, like shellfish, I guess we'll call it. I think I need to have, what is the clams? Is it just called clam? No. Let me rephrase that. I like the little round white stuff that looks like a sponge. I think that's mussel.
That's calamari.
No, not that. That's like it's a full round thing that looks like a sponge.
Oh, it looks like a sponge? Is it?
I think it's mussels.
Is it in something? Like, is it in pasta or is it like deep fried or anything?
It could be in pasta.
It's either, clams or mussels, I think. And they're both pretty slimy, though. Is that like?
Yeah, I would say it's salty, but we just want to make sure it's not an impasta.
I was hoping one of us would say that joke.
So that is the food that I have to have, is that, because I don't usually have it anywhere else. So do you in North Carolina, after you're done eating your black-eyed peas and listening to I Got a Feeling, like, is there anything else that you guys have going on down there?
Big thing down here is definitely the black-eyed peas, collard greens. Seafood boils, like, or seafood in general, just like seafood is a big thing, obviously. So, like, just in general, they do the seven fishes all year round down here. So, I think that's what makes it special in the North because it's not an everyday thing. You're usually the North has, like, Pittsburgh in particular, has, you know, fried cod, or fried shrimp. There's other stuff, obviously, but like that's the big ones. Down here, as you know, because you were just down here visiting, it's like everything you can imagine.
Yeah, I know. It was awesome. I loved the crab legs. I loved everything.
Next time you come down, we'll do a different crab place too, because I want to make sure you get some good eating crab legs.
Yeah, no, definitely. And also, I think something, what else does our family do? We do the seven fishes. We've started recently doing Secret Santa, and everyone else can do this too because we're all starting to become adults and lose money. So the basically Secret Santa in our family is we pick an individual and you're the secret person. And then when they open their gift on Christmas Day, they can be like, "Oh, who got this for me? Who got it? Was it you, Chris?" "No, it was JJ."
I think it's fun. We actually we did a white elephant with our church group. And the joke of the white elephant is you don't go buy something. You just grab a bunch of stuff from your house, put it in a bag, and that's what you're giving out. So like, you never knew what was going to be in that next bag.
That's what I did with some people from work. And I ended up grabbing, it might have been one of you guys that got it for me for Christmas, but I ended up regifting it, which I apologize. It was Cards Against Disney, which was a game that I got. And the game you would think is fun, but it's just crude and it's angry. And it's just, I'm not even going to say any of the stuff that they said on the cards. But all I know, I'll just say this. The cards indicate that Quasimodo has a big deal somewhere. And I'm not talking about his hump.
I was getting ready to say that. Which that's fun. I feel like that's part of the holiday season. Like I always think about, remember the Santa Claus 2, where he just like start pulling out all those presents in that teacher's like Christmas party and they all start playing like all the old school games. That's what I think about with white elephants.
We don't have kids, obviously, but are toys even a thing anymore?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Because everyone seems to want like an iPhone or an iPad. And I'm not saying 33-year-old Chris is just like, these dang kids, they don't know how to work, blah, blah, blah. But like, I'm just saying, just like, I can't think of like a toy that like someone would want to have now, unless it's like Legos, and Legos are stupid expensive.
I mean, think about whenever you and I were kids, yeah, we would want toys, but then once the PlayStation 2 came out, it was game over. That's all we wanted to play.
No pun intended.
Yeah.
Do you remember the first toy that you asked for on Santa's lap?
Pretty sure it was a football.
A football.
Unironically.
Yeah. A football. Get this kid off my lap.
It was either that or the stretchy He-Man, or not He-Man, but like the stretchy dude that you can like stretch out. Stretch Armstrong, that guy.
Yeah. Now, I'm going to be very specific with what my first toy that I asked for on Santa's lap was. Now, can you guess what you think I thought? Can you guess what you think I said?
Mario Lemieux something.
No. It was a Digimon D-Power Digivice Season 3. In particular, the one that you could take the cards and swipe across it and say, Digimodify, and go across it.
You played.
Yeah.
Oh my God, dude. You played that game on the computer for years. It was so great.
I forgot it had a computer connection, which you can't do that anymore because it had like a weird cord on it that doesn't exist on computers anymore. So, yeah, I still have the CD. That device is like $100 now if I kept it in the case. Like,
well, I'm sure.
and didn't beat the crap out of it because I was like, my Digimon died, and like threw it across the room. Like, it would probably be worth something one day, but it's not.
Bring me Renamon.
Oh shoot. Fake or real Christmas tree?
Man, if you live in a house, a real one for sure. If you live in an apartment where you had to like sneak it into the woods, like probably a fake one. We use a fake one. Just makes it easier. But I don't know. Like most Christmas trees, if you didn't know this, most of them come from North Carolina out in the mountains.
See, that's interesting because I was going to ask you about if obviously there's people that sell trees on the side of the street or like a Boy Scout or, like a Lowe's or Home Depot. But do you have any tree farms that you're aware of out in the area?
Yeah. We do have tree farms down here. They're just like out in the boonies.
I'll give the shout out to Fleming's, which is the tree farm out here in New Alexandria. Now, here's my gripe with Fleming's. What they do is they give you a little saw and you go out into the woods and you have to cut down your own tree. Okay? I cut it down. I'm out of breath because I was out of shape at the time. And I finally get it and I cut it down and it's all messed up. Like it's all jagged and everything. And when you put a Christmas tree in the little bowl or whatever, you got to have a flat bottom. And what most places do is they'll cut the bottom for you and they'll cut the top for you and then you're good to go. These jerks don't even cut the bottom for you. And then I went home and I had a little flimsy handsaw myself that I was trying to do and it wouldn't cut well. And I took it and I threw it across the yard. And I'm like, I hate this. So I went to Fleming's this year. And on Amazon for a Christmas gift last year, I bought a battery-powered handheld chainsaw. So
Nice.
I was walking around there with this chainsaw. I was like, this tree look good? Oh, the bottom doesn't look good. I swear to God, we were putting the tree up in our house, and my wife, Carissa, went, can you just cut this branch off? I could have used, like, clippers, and I was like, sure thing. Just cut it with the chainsaw in the house.
That's it's a very man move, and I love that for you.
And one more quick story about the tree farm. And I think you need to say a fact. I don't know why. I just feel like you got to. But when we went to the tree farm one year, what they do is you pick your tree. A truck comes around, picks it up wherever you're at in the hills or whatever, and they take it to an area where they put the tree down. You got to pay for it, and then they'll wrap it up for you. One year there was these two teenagers that worked there that were like messing around with each other, horse playing, I guess you can say. And the one kid pushed the other kid into the Christmas tree on the ground. And the family was sitting right there that was buying the tree. And they're just like, oh my God, we're so sorry. We'll get you another tree. And they're like, no, it's fine. We'll just take this tree.
The passive aggressiveness is crazy.
Yes. Welcome to the Northeast. So,
my gosh. We went to a tree farm in Butler way back a couple of years ago, and it was the same experience. You know, you can cut it down. They have pre-cut ones, like, don't really matter. But I think that's a lot of fun going out and doing that for sure.
Yeah. $100 to go out and cut the tree yourself. For you to do their work, you have to pay them $100.
You know, I would never do this, but every morning when I drive past Food Lion and I see all those Christmas trees just lined up against the wall, I'm like, I could just pull up and throw one in my car. No one know. It's 5 a.m. Who's going to know? You know?
Yeah. Yeah, they don't have security cameras. Like, what are they going to do?
How easy would it be just to throw one over your shoulder and walk away? Like, what are they going to do? Like, just cover your face.
All of a sudden, you're just like dressed like the Grinch and you're just like going and taking it. And all of a sudden, a Food Line person comes up and goes, Mr. Grinch. What are you doing with my tree? Oh, it's got a bulb out.
And they're like, are you stealing the who hash? I'm like, no, that's a whole ham, bro.
Oh, shoot. So, man, we got through a lot of my notes. So that's why I'm like going right to you now. So what do you got?
I have, I'm actually going to give some so as everyone knows, I'm kind of the historic guy when it comes to our podcast. I love to dig deep into the history of Pittsburgh and love to like talk about what's happened in the city over the years. And I think I really wanted to do a deep dive on our podcast and give you guys some history about us for the new listeners.
Whoa. I did not see that coming. So yeah, I'd love to hear this.
Our original podcast idea started September 9th, 2021 with It's a Family Thing Fantasy Football Podcast with me, Chris, and our cousin Andy, who is a forever Boys in the Burgh member. Always forever.
Yes.
Do you remember doing those episodes and how much fun we had just going back and forth with it?
Yes, I do. It was a lot of fun. And I feel like if you go back to listen to it now, which it's still on there, it's still on iTunes. It's still on Apple Podcasts. It's, it was the rough draft. It was kind of like it was me just being like, let's see how we gel. And we gelled so well together. I was like, we can't just end it here. We got to keep this going.
That's right. This is kind of our resume too, because we did that podcast. We did 17 episodes, went from the beginning of the season to the end of the season, ended January 6th, 2022. That was our last episode doing that. And I think that's, 17 episodes is pretty impressive. And it was an hour each episode.
It was hard to structure those episodes because you had to talk about at least, oh God, I don't know, who's on each team. 16 players times 3 in under an hour.
Yes, and then talk about each person in the league in general. I think we had 12 people that year, so it was just a lot of. We did a lot of talking. It was pretty fun.
It was a lot of fun. But what's another fact I have to hear?
So January 6th, 2022 was the last episode of that. January 7th, 2022 was our first episode of Boys in the Burgh called Kennywood Memories.
That's right. Obviously, the title based off of Rick Seebeck's film, Kennywood Memories. And we just got to talk about everything, to which we heard for the first time my favorite, still in this first episode, my favorite Boys in the Burgh moment, which was you talking about the microburst. And you're in the cafeteria asking mom and dad, why aren't we eating?
Oh, back in those days, I used to, this was 2022, so 3 years ago, I used to get tipsy and do the episodes because I was like, I'll be more funny if I do that. And listening back now, I'm like, oh, I would just tell embarrassing stories about myself. Is that what I think is funny?
Notice we're drinking water now.
Yeah, waters for sure. Those were also COVID days, so they're kind of weird. We did 27 episodes in 2022 with me, you, and Andy.
That's awesome. I remember we were just on a good streak doing episodes every week. Because when you do episodes every 2 weeks, as you can tell from when we took a break, you kind of get rusty a little bit and just, the content isn't flowing on the internet or anything. You kind of lose that listenership and that viewership. So that's why we were pumping episodes out like that.
Oh, yeah. And we had so many guests. We had 6 total guests over the years. We had Jordan Stiles for the Sheets episode, Emmy award-winning Jordan Stiles.
Yes.
We had Kyle Harper for Pit Fight, which was a lot of fun talking about that. Obviously, we had Carissa, your wife, for National Aviary, and then Kennywood Phantom Fall Fest. That was a blast. Katie came on. My wife came on for the Strip District episode. Chuck Moore came on for the Pirates. And we had Rick Seebeck on our show.
Yep, that's right. He is the cherry on top.
That was coming up on a year since we've talked to him, and it's still, I can't believe it. I want to reach out to him again and just be like, I can't believe you came on our show. Thank you.
That's awesome facts. How many episodes are we up to now? I think it's in the 60s, I would think.
Good questions. The final episode.
67? Are we at 67?
The final episode that you, me, and Andy did together was on September 22nd, 2022, and that was the Pittsburgh Renaissance Festival. So that was the last one we did together. And then we didn't talk again, well, through a podcast, until December 18th, 2024, when you and I created this one again, and we started with Holidays in Pittsburgh, because it was a year ago today.
So I think the kind of behind the scenes was I don't know if we got burned out or not. I don't remember what kind of caused it. I think life just happened.
Life happened, and we were doing a bunch of topics, but not really zeroing in on something. So one episode, one of us wouldn't have any interest in. The next one, someone would be super into it, and the other one wouldn't be. So I think it was just us figuring out what we wanted to talk about.
Yeah. And then we kicked Andy out. No, I'm kidding.
No. Andy's always welcome. We love that guy.
He's always welcome back. But yeah. And then coming back, I know you were talking to me about it for a very long time, and I was talking about it for a very long time to myself. I'm like, I just need to do something with podcasting again. I just love it, but I know it's going to be a lot of work. And you and I, we've kind of been each other's motivators, which has been very nice.
It gives me a reason to talk to you every week, and I love you. I enjoy talking to you just in general. So this has been an amazing time. I can't wait to see what the future has. We've done 68 episodes total, including the ones from 2022.
Dang, I thought we were at 6-7.
6-8.
Well, wait a minute.
Well, wait, 6-9.
Will this be is this episode 69?
This is episode 69. The sexiest episode.
This is the sexiest one. Hold on, I'll just show my shirt because I just feel it now. The shirt, I don't know why. It says winner of the Nobel Prize, and it's Gaston on there.
I like how we're both wearing gray and yellow shirts.
But I put on this jacket, so it's the gimmick because it says the Steelers logo on it.
But yeah, so 69 episodes, including this one.
Nice.
Nice. We started doing video recordings, like how everyone could see us now, on October 10th, and it was the episode Greensburg Night Market. And I wanted to just touch on like plans for the future with us. Like this is the future. Us talking and you seeing us, video recordings, going on TikTok, going on YouTube, releasing stuff on Fridays. We have time throughout the week to get ready. We've really gotten to a flow, and I'm really excited for that. So, Chris, I have 7 questions for you. If you feel like answering some questions.
Yes, and I'll name each fish I'll eat as you say question number 1. So this will be the scallops question. So yes, question 1, scallops.
When did the inspiration to start a podcast begin for you?
So it was when my wife and I, we did Nerd Mouse, and it was during COVID. You know, people were at home. You could get experimental with everything. And Nerd Mouse was a Disney park specific podcast. And it started with me playing around with just like using just my phone to record. And then I used an iPad to record. And literally how I would have guests on that show, because I had a guest every week, because the gimmick of that podcast was people get to tell you about their experiences at the parks, not us talking about it. So what I physically did was like I had a phone tripod and I would hook it up and I would put the guest on speaker on the phone and they would talk like from that into the microphone. So yeah, and then that kind of flowed, and then my wife and I decided we're not good business partners. We might as well just be partners. And so we just that's when I was like, oh, JJ can talk. So that's when we came together. So that's the inspiration.
JJ can talk. I'll take that as the best compliment I could take it as. That's cool, man.
Question 2, calamari.
Oh, and that's, by the way, calamari has to be there for me.
Yes.
That's has to be there. Fried calamari, not that stuff in the pasta. Ew. What were your original thoughts on the content you wanted to create with our podcast?
So I wanted to do something Pittsburgh-like, and because it's such, but I wanted to do something Pittsburgh, but not sports. So I wanted people to know more about the city of Pittsburgh, because there's hundreds of like Steelers, Penguins, Pirates podcasts out there, but no one talking about Pittsburgh in general. So I always thought that was kind of my inspiration. And I thought Boys in the Burgh was an original idea until another Boys in the Burgh reached out and said, "Who are you and why did you steal our name?" And I was like, I literally did research. I didn't see anything. It turns out they spelled boys differently, but I followed them on Twitter and, never had a problem with them since.
Do they still do this stuff? Do they still podcast at all?
I don't know. I don't care to look.
It's so funny because when we were in a band together, we created the name like Voices in Your Head first, and we were like, it's a little much. So we did Three-Way Street, thinking like, oh, it's so original. And there was like 4 bands with the same name.
Nothing's original anymore.
No, it's been said and done. All right. What's the next seafood?
We'll go with mussels.
Yeah, I just need to light this fire.
The mole hole. Okay. On to the next.
Where would you like to see Boys in the Burgh next year?
I'd like to see us like. I put goals on my notes too. I want 1,000 followers on TikTok, and I mean, I hate to say this just because some people are indifferent about this thing I'm about to say. I really don't care about the money, honestly. Like, if you care too much about it, you're going to be disappointed. So I personally want to like collaborate with like radio stations and the podcast Ya Jag Off and like get eyes on us somehow, some way. And that's just kind of my goal, just to be invited to something. You know what I mean? Just like, even if it's some silly, like the Steelers kickoff cookout or whatever, like, even if it's just that, like, come out and do a live podcast episode. Like, that's something I would like.
I love that idea. I love how there is a airline now that flies right into Pittsburgh from Raleigh. So, like, if we were invited to do something or do something live, or if we have a plan to do something live, I can always just fly in. Like, that's a big a big goal of mine too, is to follow through with that, because your dreams and my dreams are a lot alike, where money's money. We're always going to have money problems, but this is like a passion project,
Yeah, exactly. Let me think of number 4.
Yes.
I said I didn't say scallops. Scallops.
You did say scallops. That was the first one.
Oh, I did say scallops. Did I say mussels?
I don't think so.
Mussels.
Mussels. Do you want me to start naming the seafood for you?
No.
Okay. What's been your favorite topic we've covered so far on the show?
Ooh, that's a good question. My John Cena answer is the next one.
I love it. Incredible.
Because that's what John Cena would say. He's like, "What was your favorite match?" The next one. Oh, ooh, that is hard to say. I think an episode that a topic I really enjoyed talking about was not Pittsburgh. I really enjoyed talking about the Pokemon movie.
That was a lot of fun. I'd like to do more stuff like that, like Pebble and the Penguin or something.
Yeah, just like a ridiculous movie. I really like talking about Pokemon 2000 and trying to think if there's any like ones that stick out. Can I flip the script for a second? What ones stick out to you?
Anything with us talking about running is fun because I feel like it's a passion we're both getting into, and I just love seeing that like passion in you now to like talk about it. That's always fun, and I always love talking about Kennywood. Like all of our Kennywood episodes, going back to like the the one we did before Rick Seebeck where we talked about the food, but it was March Madness, food March Madness for Kennywood. That's one of my top 10s. I love that episode.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. And now I gotta think of another March Madness one. And I used ChatGPT and it came up with a couple of them. So
ChatGPT.
Number 5, quite simply, fish.
You could say salmon.
All right, salmon.
Okay. If you can ask anyone to be on our show and you could pick anybody, who would you pick?
I want more wrestlers. Like because obviously I'm in the wrestling business and I do know a couple people. I would like to shine a spotlight on like wrestling companies, kind of like how we did with Kyle Harper, getting not getting pit fight on the map. Like obviously they're already on the map. They're just there to help us. So probably like more wrestlers on there. Like I know Brandon K, he runs a whole company, Rise Wrestling, and he also trained me. I know I could probably sneak a message to Lee Moriarty, who is a AEW wrestler right now, but like not talk about wrestling. You know what I mean? Like have him on and just be like, have a topic and like Pittsburgh questions and everything, and do more of that Pittsburgh questionnaire.
That's like when we had Jordan Styles on. We didn't talk about anything except for sheets.
Yeah. And she sent us, pop sockets. Look at my pop socket now. Clear. It's gone.
I wore my sheets shirt when I was working at the restaurant so much, it started to stink like fish because I wore it almost every day.
Speaking of fish, number 6, I'm going to say... Go ahead, just name one for me.
Actually, before I say that, I support having more wrestlers on and just having names to be on here with us. I feel like we are really comfortable talking with each other, but now it's time to like start growing those skills as like interviewers to talk to more people because I felt very green talking to Rick Seebeck and I shouldn't have been feeling that green. So I'm supporting that and anything with history. I would love to have a historian on here and just tell us about or an author of a book to talk about how they wrote it in Pittsburgh. Tell us that story,
Yeah. No, that'd be cool. I like history too, and I think a lot of people do like the history as well.
Yeah. Seafood.
I'm not saying it sarcastically. I know it came out sarcastic.
No, it didn't. No, I agree with you. I thank you for that. I was going to say the fish is seafood lasagna.
Yep, seafood lasagna. Sounds good. That's number 6 question.
We'll say crab. Yeah.
Crab.
You wrestle as Lewis the Nerd, podcast with me, and are a travel agent now. What are some goals for 2026 you want to accomplish through these achievements or separate from them?
I don't know. I hit all my life goals. I could die tomorrow.
Don't say that. Don't say that. I ain't done with you yet, dude.
This is everything 20-year-old Chris wanted, and 33-year-old Chris got it. So very funny thing. So I do have a couple notes of like goals that I do have. So we'll kind of jump the gun a little bit, and I'll talk about it. I want to experience more Pittsburgh events so I can have more content. Even in like Andy Warhol Museum or, I keep seeing the Museum of Illusions on the North Shore. I think that'd be really something cool to talk about. I want more fun personal episodes, kind of like this where we're just having a conversation. People might find it boring, but, if you get a following, they're not here to watch about Pittsburgh. They're here to watch about us talk about something. So, that. TikTok followers up to 1,000. That's what I want. I want to keep consistently training at pro wrestling because I hit a point for a while where I'd go for like Well, I train, I go to wrestling for like 1 week and then I'd be gone for like 4 weeks and then do 1 week again and then 4 weeks off. And that's me personally. Like that, I did that. I would personally like to do like either every week or every 2 weeks, so I don't get burnt out. Because I am getting older. Now I have to face that reality. And finally, the one you'll like. I want to try and run at least 2 or 3 5Ks this year,
That was my goal for this year, and I ran 4 and a 10K.
which is crazy, but
I'm glad. I knew you'd love it. I knew you'd love it.
it's
The words of Jeff
it's like
Hardy.
a challenge.
You're sick. You're
Yeah,
twisted, but you're just like me.
but it's a challenge. It really is, and I kind of like that. So yeah. Question number 7, which I'm gonna say lobster.
Ooh, okay. Lobster's a good one. That's a good one to end on, like for the questionnaire at least. Um, do you think you will win the fantasy football championship this year?
Hell yeah. No, it's gonna be close. Like this game's gonna be very close that I'm playing. Trevor has like Bo Nix and everyone else. I'm scared of because I know people don't know our fantasy players, but we'll just name the stars. I basically had Malik Neighbors, and he got hurt in the beginning of the season. And then I got Wilson from the Cardinals off free agency, who does amazing. Najigba, Jackson Najigba, who has been my number one, and James Cook, who's been amazing as well. You have Josh Allen as your quarterback, who makes up all of their points. It's ridiculous.
Yep, Josh Allen, Bijan Robinson, Jalen Warren. What? I just have like a really solid team.
And I have Kenneth Gainwell on my team, and I don't know when to start him.
Jalen Warren and Gainwell are facing the number 1 run defense in the NFL. So I am so torn on to sit him or start him. I just don't know either.
Yeah, I don't want to know. But those are my answers to all your 7 questions.
I love it, dude. Thank you for answering those. It was cool to interview you.
Yeah, thank you. I always love talking back.
Yeah. What are you guys doing for Christmas this year?
So we're going to do, the Secret Santa thing. We'll probably FaceTime you guys, get you involved with it and everything. And then we're going to have brunch. So we've been doing this new Christmas tradition. By the way, to go back to the Christmas tree thing, we have a real tree and a fake tree in our house.
What? Where?
We have a real tree in our living room, and then we have a room off to the side we like to call our den, just a real long pencil tree just in that room. Which we like to call our Disney tree, because we put Disney ornaments on that one, and then sentimental ornaments on the real tree.
So you have Sauron and Saruman looking at each other from the rooms.
Wait, what?
That's a Lord of the Rings joke. I'm sorry. I forgot.
I know I'm a nerd, but I'm not that big of a nerd.
Have you ever watched those movies?
Nope, never have.
Man, all right. You have Max. Go watch them.
They're 7 hours long. When do I have that time?
You watch the regular ones. Those are only like 2.5 hours.
Okay, fine. I'll try and do it.
You'll love it because it sucks you in pretty quickly.
Yeah. So, anything else that we kind of have? I mean, we kind of blew through my notes. How about your goals? What are your 2026 goals other than that half marathon?
I'd like to try to work closer to home one way or another. I'm working with them right now to try and get a closer place to home. 1 hour is quite the commute. So that's one of my big goals professionally, is to keep doing what I'm doing, because I love what I do with nutrition counseling, but just do it a little bit closer to home, or try to work from home, like something like that. It's definitely in the cards this upcoming year. I would like to, like I said, get more involved with running, get a good pair of shoes, get ready to actually train for a half marathon. I feel like, just like I talked about a couple weeks ago with that healing the inner child, like that's like a really big thing that I just want to like continue doing. It's fun. I really enjoy it. And I guess that's the big stuff. Maybe start looking for a house. I think there's a couple houses down here that are coming up for sale, and there's a couple for rent. So that's definitely in the cards. I don't know if it'll be for next year, but that's definitely in the cards. There's a couple of things Katie and I are also working on, hoping that it happens next year, putting it in God's hands and hoping for the best.
I think everyone knows what you're talking about.
What are you trying to build? A brick banana house.
No, those are awesome 2026 goals. Mine are, still the same. But a lot of fitness. I want to stay like physically fit, and I want to say 33 is just a number, not an age. So that's kind of like my goals.
I agree. I still have this beer gut that won't go away, even with running and even with like trying.
It's I have the same problem. It's not going away.
I don't know
But
why.
do you remember Kevin Owens from WWE?
Yes.
That's what I'm just going for. I'm just going for the Kevin Owens figure, super athletic, but still having a dad bod. Like, that's what I'm shooting for now at this point. Here's what I say. As long as you feel good, it doesn't matter if you look good or not. You just got to feel good.
And this is the best I've ever felt overall. Like going through therapy a couple years ago to getting into this profession and like helping, really, really helping people, which is what I've always wanted to do through nutrition. I'm pretty darn happy right now with who I am and what I do. So like, and doing this is really like cathartic for me. Like I really enjoyed this talking and putting content out there and seeing the videos you put out for our social media. It's been really fun.
So here's what we can do. I'll send someone, on a cruise ship or whatever, because I'm a travel agent. I'll send someone on a cruise ship to get fat. Okay.
Okay.
And then I send them to you to help them get healthy.
I love it. I'm here for it.
So, no, I'm glad you got to tell me your goals. I'm glad I told you my goals. I enjoyed the impromptu interview. I really enjoyed that. So now I got to come up with something for next year where I got to interview you. And yeah, I mean, that's all I really got.
Yeah. I guess are we taking next week off because it's Christmas?
Oh, we're taking 2 weeks off. It's holiday break now, baby.
We won't do a drunken interview on New Year's Day. We won't do that. Although that is a tradition we started down here. We do a polar bear swim every January 1st.
You know what? I'll run a 5K on January 1st. How does that sound?
How are you?
I will. It's only 3.1 miles. How hard could it be when I'm hungover? But remember my technique? I drink beer and it makes me stronger and it makes me run better the next day.
I'm pretty sure there's like Always Sunny in Philadelphia episode where they get really drunk and they're like, no, he's just getting angry.
So all right, you do your polar bear plunge. I'll do a 5K on January 1st. We're gone for 2 weeks. Happy not Thanksgiving. Happy Christmas and New Year's break to us. We'll see you in the new year. And I've been Chris.
I've been JJ. We love you guys. Thank you for tuning in.
Yep. We'll see Yins real soon.